Hey everyone, we're the WW Gays. I'm Nick.
I'm Jean-Luc.
And today,
recipe number, who knows? It's one of our recipes.
Yeah,
I can't even count them anymore.
Yeah,
but
there's so many of them.
Apparently they're popular. Everybody loves watching them. So this is a new recipe. We are going to let you know right now, this is the first time we've ever even tried this before. But
so we're filming as we're attempting.
As we're attempting a very new recipe.
If it sucks, you'll never see this video.
So a couple weeks ago actually, Nick was like, we were watching TV and someone made a meatloaf. And I was like, ooh, that sounds good, but I don't want regular meatloaf. And then we were talking, and then all of a sudden, I don't remember how it came up. I'm like, why don't we stuff meatloaf inside of a spaghetti squash and see how that works? So that's what we're doing.
Recipe is a squash
boat loaf.
Yeah, squash boat loaf.
A squash boat loaf. I think I like that. A squash boat loaf. A squash boat loaf.
So
basically, cut your.
So let's show you the ingredients first.
Yeah.
So we have a spaghetti squash, which
not a very big one, but cut in half.
Yeah, cut in half.
We're gonna take out the seeds out of this one, and then we flatten the bottom so that way when you sit it on a plate,
we'll show them
it sits on a plate. But I just wanted to show you that now.
We have ground turkey.
Ground turkey.
We have 1 egg.
1 egg.
We have some panko breadcrumbs.
Panko breadcrumbs.
We've got some nutritional yeast.
Tastes like cheese.
Yeah. Some of our
tomato sauce that you guys already saw.
We posted a video, and some quinoa that we also posted a recipe on.
And then of course our handy dandy clubhouse spices that we absolutely love. A little bit of garlic powder and garlic.
And our regular spicy garlic and pepper.
Our friends actually gave us some different peppers in here. So
there's sriracha peppers.
There's sriracha in there and habanero peppers in there. So I'm looking forward to that.
So that's basically all the stuff you'll need.
Yep.
So this
preheat
recipe,
the oven to 400.
Yep, preheat 400. Okay. So the first step is to get your squash ready.
Yeah, get your squash ready. So basically cut it in half. I can't even talk. Then I just take a spoon and I score out all the seeds. Hey, if you like pumpkin seeds, these are just like pumpkin seeds. So you can actually bake these in the oven with a little bit of a little seasoning, and then you can have some pumpkin seeds for your salad or just as a snack. Mm-hmm. They're healthy for you. They're great in a few things as well. So just if you don't want to waste, it's a great way of using up all of the ingredients when you're cooking, you know?
So while he's emptying that out, I'll show you guys here. So what we did was the bottom of the spaghetti squash is round, so when you're actually eating out of it later, it'll be hard because it'll roll. So what we did is we grabbed a serrated knife and we cut a part of the actual squash off at the end so that it actually sits down and doesn't fall over when you're eating it later. So the first part of this whole recipe is you have to start cooking the spaghetti squash. So that's why we're getting it ready first.
You want that to cook a little bit first, right? And we like ours baked.
Yeah.
So this is how we normally would bake our spaghetti squash if we were just making regular spaghetti squash, like no meatloaf inside. Because we sometimes make spaghetti squash, once it's baked, we score it out with a fork and it makes like spaghetti noodles, and then we add tomato sauce, and that's how we usually have dinner. But we thought we'd try something different this time.
So just pour spices, and again, it's clubhouse spices, the ones we use regularly. So roasted pepper, red garlic.
Garlic plus.
Garlic plus, some sriracha and lime, some Parmesan and garlic. And we also have just regular, onion powder, garlic powder, and some pepper. So these spices, you can use whatever spices you want. In all our recipes, spices are up to what you like.
Yeah, and I never measure spices. I'm sorry. It's just us. I like it to flavor, so I just go with flavor. Yeah. So I'm putting this in the oven right now. We're gonna probably keep it in here for a good 15 minutes. I would say,
15 minutes,
just to get a good space start on it. Because once that cooks for a little bit, we're then going to, look at this. We're now gonna stuff, once that cooks, I'm gonna make the insides now, then we're gonna stuff it, and we're gonna show you what it looks like once it's stuffed.
So he's gonna take the pack of ground turkey, extra lean, so make sure it's extra lean, because it's not extra lean,
it's not 0
points. So you gotta make sure to get the right kind of turkey.
So we got a full pack of turkey here. Extra lean ground turkey,
1 egg, so I'm gonna crack that in there too. So got the egg. So now in terms of ingredients, so for the nutritional yeast, so we actually pointed this entire recipe out before we started. It's actually the entire thing is 14 points. So the points come from the panko breadcrumbs,
which is half a cup.
Half a cup is 3 points.
Yep. So I'm gonna put that in right now as we speak.
We also have points in our nutritional yeast. So 1/4 of a cup of nutritional yeast is 1 point. So we're actually putting half a cup for 2 points.
And it's just easier to point out sometimes when you're making even numbers, especially if you're 2 people, right? So we're like, okay, well, we might as well each get a point out of this. And we know it's hard to say if you're getting an exact point because you don't have the exact measurements. But again, you have to live your life, right? So you just make sure that you have an idea as how many points you're putting in there.
So that's gone in there. And then we also have quinoa. We're also putting half a cup of quinoa as well.
Just for
Pre-cooked
texture.
quinoa.
Yes.
So make sure it's pre-cooked, and it's just to add a
I'm
little
sure you could
texture.
put raw quinoa in there too. It would probably moisten up and cook, but I wouldn't. I haven't done that yet
Yeah,
before.
I would just stick
So
to the cooked
I think
quinoa.
having the cooked quinoa in the fridge, it's just different texture, more protein.
Yeah.
And we're texture people. We
Yeah,
love
we like
texture.
having different textures
Yep.
together.
So
once you put it all together, so the eggs in there, and now the nutritional yeast, the quinoa. So you basically then put the spices in, and also we're gonna put some of this stuff in there.
Spices
So for anybody who's wondering what this is, again, this is our pepper and garlic mix that we make ourselves. So we make this when if you watch our prep video, we actually talk about how we prep this. So we like putting it in almost everything we make because we like stuff.
we like spicy.
We like spicy foods. So we like to add, some extra spice when we're eating stuff. Is that good enough?
I think so. There's two of us in there.
So that.
So pepper. We have our egg.
And like we said, our spices, do what you like.
Yeah, add the spices you want. Don't follow our spices. You know what? If you have a meatloaf recipe that you want to follow that
Follow
meatloaf
our
recipe.
but use ground turkey.
But use ground
instead.
turkey instead.
We just found that this usually works for us. We're just doing whatever
Yeah.
spices we like because it just, we like spices. So.
We like flavor.
Yeah.
We really like flavor. Oh, you want to grab me the bovril too? Because I totally forgot to add some of that. Gonna add a little bit of chicken bovril. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it at all.
We don't have any up here.
Oh, you should. I'm sure we always have something. I thought we did.
No, we don't.
Maybe I'm wrong. We might not have any.
So we don't have any. So if you wanted to, you can throw some.
You
of
can
that
add
in
some of that if you had it. I thought I had some. I think we might have some
there. You
downstairs.
can do beef
but-
over it because it'll make it taste like beef, like a beef.
No, I
meatloaf.
think I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So
you
I'm just taking a fork right now. You could take your hands if you prefer, right? And just mix all your ingredients together. Yeah. You
Get my hands.
want to wash them first?
Yes.
It smells like cheese. It's insane how much this nutritional yeast actually smells like cheese.
Yeah.
We even put it inside of our hamburgers, and it just adds this cheesy flavor. So I'm gonna let Nick do that. I forgot, I have chicken on the barbecue.
Yeah, because we're prepping some
We're
chicken
prepping some
right
stuff.
now.
We're a little behind on our prep this week because
Yeah.
we've been busy.
So I'm just gonna mix this together. So like I said, just grab it and just keep mixing it around. Make sure all the meat and all the ingredients and all the spices are blended together as well as the egg. So you just keep mixing and just keep pounding away at it in there. And right now you're not going to be putting this in right away because like we said, the actual spaghetti squash has to cook for 15 minutes. So what we're going to be doing is putting the spaghetti squash for 15 minutes. Then once it's done, we're going to pull it out. We're going to stuff it with this meatloaf. Well, each half with a meatloaf, and then once it's done, once the meatloaf's been in there for about half an hour, we'll pull it out again and then add our tomato sauce. So it's a multiple step process, and we think like I said, we never tried this, so we hope it's good. So as you can see right here from my hand, this is what the meatloaf looks like now. So everything's been blended together, and so now we're just gonna wait the 15 minutes. Once the timer's done. Once the timer, I didn't set a timer, but once I know that 15 minutes are up, we'll pull it out and we'll put this in.
We'll stuff that in
and
there.
then we'll show you guys how we do that. So we'll be back on once
Stop playing with the meat.
Sorry. We'll stop doing that once, we'll start doing that once the spaghetti squash ready. So we'll be back. So we'll
See you in
talk
a
to you
bit.
guys soon. Hey guys. So we're back. The beeper just went off. The timer just went off. So that means
Sure did.
the spaghetti squash is ready to come out.
15 minutes, approximately, because we kind of missed a minute or two, maybe, or maybe it went over 15 minutes.
Okay.
But we're just saying an approximation of 15 minutes. So that basically all that done. I'm gonna take a fork and I'm just gonna like skewer it a little bit. Yeah,
It looks like this.
it's still a little hard, but I think by doing this will help a little bit.
So put it down on the surface that you can actually put something warm on because
Yep.
it is quite hot.
It is hot. And it was
And
just in the oven.
So the
And
first thing
we
you'll
just-
do.
Yep, we decided what we were gonna do is we are gonna take a layer, right here, a layer of our sauce.
So remember, this is our marinara sauce. We posted this recipe before already, so you guys can just follow the recipe to make this sauce.
And we're gonna coat the bottom of the inside of the spaghetti squash with some sauce and
Just
just
a
even
little
around the
thin
edges.
layer.
Just a thin layer, not too much. We'll lift it up to show you guys what it looks like.
Like this.
So that's what I basically did with the sauce. So it's not everywhere, but it's just enough to get some moisture in there, I think, as well.
And some flavor.
Yeah, flavor it up a little bit. Put some around the edges. Spread it apart. Spread it on the inside. Again, there's spices everywhere. So your meat was seasoned, your squash was seasoned, your sauce is seasoned. So again, there's a lot of flavor in this. And it's all vegetables except for the turkey. Like really, you're having a good serving of squash.
Yep. So then you take your serving of meat and you split it in half. So let me split this in half.
Do you want to weigh it?
No, approximately. It's close enough. I'm not that
That
worried.
one looks a lot bigger.
So you know, eyeball it about each having their own half.
I was gonna say the same thing. That one down there.
So what you do is you take the meat and then just put it in the center of your
squash and then
you squish it
push
down.
it down, covering all the edges. Make sure all your edges are squashed.
Like this.
And who knows? Somebody else might have done this before. We've never seen it before, so
Yeah,
we
it's
were
our first
being
time doing
adventurous and trying something different.
So let me wash my hands quickly. And I can show you guys what it looks like.
I'm gonna finish all the meat on the inside here.
Just on one side of it, right there.
Just saw that.
So once you're done and you have it all inside your spaghetti squash, it looks something like this. See, you now have 2 mini meatloaves inside your spaghetti squash with sauce. So then what we're gonna do now is put this back in the oven for another half hour. Same temperature. And then once the other half hour is done, we'll pull it back out and then we'll do the next step, which is adding sauce and cheese on top. So we'll let you guys go, we'll put this in, and then we'll see you guys in another half hour.
See you in 30.
Bye.
It's been 30 minutes. Wow.
It smells so good
It
right
smells
now,
really
too.
good, actually. So hopefully it tastes as good as it smells. And so
Right here
this is what it's come out looking like so far. Mmm.
It smells really good.
It smells really good.
So now,
It'll be interesting to see how
We're
it actually
adding-
scoops out, right?
now we will add some more marinara sauce.
More marinara sauce. And this is 0-point sauce, so there's no points to this. And again, just want to reiterate, don't feel like you have to eat this entire portion. You can make half of one, or you can make 2, or split it in half and have one for lunch the next, have half that for lunch the next day. This is a big portion, but we thought we'd make them both just to see how it turned out. But even if you're having like a dinner party or something like that, it's kind of a different way of making a meatloaf, I think.
And then on top, we have here some partially skimmed mozzarella cheese. So for 1/3 of a cup, it's
3 points.
3 points.
Because it's the partially skimmed. So guess what? This whole meal is 10 points.
No, it's 7.
Is that the 7 was including the cheese?
Yeah,
I
so
thought-
7 per person. So 7.
Oh, I thought the cheese was additional. I lied. It's 7 points for the entire meal. I misunderstood that earlier. Oh, you can hear the cheese sizzling in the bottom of the pan. And you end up losing some of the cheese anyway, so it's not an entire, you don't get all that cheese.
Exactly. So I'm just finishing up, putting the other side, and then we'll show you what it looks like before we throw it back in the oven for another 15 minutes. Like so. And so that's it for now. And now let's throw it back into the oven for another 15 minutes. So once we come back, we'll get to show you guys what it looks like
We're going
in
to
the
actually
end.
test it in front of you guys.
Yeah, so see you guys soon.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi guys.
Another, how long? 15 minutes
15
it's
minutes,
been.
yeah.
So it's been about an hour. About an hour or so. We're pulling it out now. Wow, it looks so weird. Oh, it's the cheese like crusted over on it. I'm excited to find out if the inside is cooked. This looks like a huge meal.
Okay, so let's grab that and put it in our plates.
That's a huge portion. I'll never be able to eat all that. But I'm gonna probably split it and have half of it tomorrow. It smells delicious, and I can't lie, there's like burnt cheese in here.
So right here, here's an example of what it looks like. And then,
Let's cut it open.
let's grab a fork. So let's see what it looks like inside. So you have So you have your meatloaf, which is all nice and done. And then below, you have
Your spaghetti
squash. So you can actually
You could probably like flake it all into your plate.
like this. And there you go. Meatloaf.
Is it good?
Oh my god, yeah.
Is the spaghetti squash well
Oh yeah.
cooked enough?
It's
like
perfect.
but like
It's
crunchy.
It's good.
And that's what our thing. We like crunchy spaghetti squash. We hate when it gets soggy because then it just doesn't taste right to us.
So there you go. So this is again, what did you call it?
The spaghetti squash boat?
Spaghetti squash boat.
Spaghetti squash
If
boat.
you guys like this recipe, try it out. If you like it, let us know. We'll be posting another video shortly, very likely. We're the WB
We always
Gays.
are.
If you want to follow us on Twitter,
Subscribe.
you can always subscribe below so you can see more videos. So you can see more videos when we post new videos. And follow us on Twitter at WW_gays. Or follow us on Facebook at WWGays. Or on Instagram and connect NikkiPoo999.
And Terp7719.
And we'll see you guys later.
Hi everybody.
Enjoy.
Enjoy dinner.